All right, bro. A.Rowe
Yes, sir.
for Spitters Only. It's good to see you, bro.
Yeah, great to see you, man. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, big dog. Let's just start from the very beginning, my man. Let's talk about your childhood. What was it like for you growing up? And what was some of your favorite memories?
Well, I grew up around the greater Seattle area. Earliest memories I can really think of. The CD, I grew up on Spruce, like right down the street from Rotary, Boys and Girls Club. I went to school, Leschi. So, those would pretty much be some of my earliest ones. And then after that, I moved to the west. Stayed right off of Del Ridge, right down the block from Southwest Community Center. Some more of my early childhood memories. Had some fun times both places.
Okay. You starting in the CD, and growing up down the street from like Rotary. You have any like early memories in the area
Around the area, just hooping. A couple of the people, that I grew up around and stuff like that would, Tony Roden. We went to the same school together, and our names are so close. We basically had to deal with that a lot. Anthony Rowe, Anthony Roden. Like literally hearing that all the time at school or hearing it at the Boys and Girls Club. Luckily, he go by Tony. I don't go by Tony. So it was easier to kind of, deal with it, decipher that.
You guys are the same age.
He's a year younger than me.
Oh, okay.
1 year younger than me, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But, yeah, just grew up around that. Just, seeing his game and stuff like that. He was definitely special early. You can definitely see how he was different from other kids and stuff. But I just love being in that environment, yeah. Leschi had some good times. Rotary had some great times too there, hooping, having fun, Boys and Girls Club. Great experience.
Yeah, Rotary is definitely top tier, legendary.
Definitely legendary.
Legendary. So many memories. Bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, obviously, hooping. Did you ever play AAU?
A little bit for Rotary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What made you go with your rap name, A.Rowe? I know that's like your name, like your first and last name combined, but what made you stick with that?
Earlier, when I started getting more into rapping, I met one of my best friends. He rapped at the time. We tried to put together a little two-man group like Method Man and Redman, and it wasn't working. The name I came up with, I ain't gonna tell y'all the name, but it just fell into that era of the Youngs and the Lils. I was just trying to fit into that mold, and it didn't really work. It didn't really suit me. It didn't make sense. So I just thought about what makes the most sense, what's authentic to me, and my name, A.Rowe. It's the easiest thing that you can think of. It's the realest thing about you. It's the first thing you give it when you come here.
What's some of your earliest influences as to how and why you got started making music?
Definitely my dad. We used to take trips, just like road trips. We'll go down to like Portland. We'll slide to Idaho. He had a girl that he used to deal with out there, so we would go out there from time to time, see her. And he grew up listening to, 80s R&B, 80s rap, 90s R&B, 90s rap. But in that transition there, you'll get some of those rappers that he loved that do songs with long ass beats. So you got one of his favorite artists is Slick Rick. So he'll do his song, and then at the end he just has the beat just running. And my dad could freestyle. Didn't understand it, didn't know how it was possible. He'll freestyle for like a minute straight and then try to throw it to me. Nah, I didn't understand how to do it. But after that, I would just take the words when I got home, think of words and write them down, and then start making my own raps. And then, unfortunately, in 2004, the beginning of 2004, my dad ended up going to prison. And that was just a way for me to, you know, in a certain way, still connect with him. So that's kind of what got me into rap, and then helped me also deal with that at the same time.
Okay. Before I even get to the next, so what's it like dealing with a father in jail? I mean, in prison. At what age did you say?
11. It was right before I turned 12. Like right before I turned 12.
How did that feel as a young kid?
Dealing with that,
that age.
It was difficult. I'm not gonna lie. Just because around the same time, my great grandmother had passed away, like a month before that. So my great grandmother had passed away, and I wasn't always around my dad. My mom and my dad weren't together. So my dad lived in Tacoma. My mom was living in the West at the time. So I would see him once, maybe twice a month, and that was our time. But I was around my mom's more so. But with my dad, you know, that father-son connection. So I could link up with him, and it's like I didn't been around him all the time. So when he went to prison, it did mess with me in a different way. And, you know, constantly, you know, seeing him, receiving phone calls and everything from him, thinking he was going to get out, you know, within a certain amount of time, and that time never came. Eventually, you just move on to it. So it was a difficult experience to deal with. Definitely as an adolescent, getting ready to go into, you know, become a teen, and then eventually go into adulthood. That was difficult, not having that father figure there. But we made it work.
Was it a long time?
Yeah, my dad went to prison. That was in 2004, and then he got out in 2016. So 12 years. 12 years at that time, and since then he's been back and forth, parole violations and shit like that a couple times. So he's back there right now. So hopefully, you know, God willing, you know, everything work out, he'll be out in 10 months. So
hopefully, yeah. Sorry to hear that, bro. Paint us a picture of what your process looks like on most days, if you don't mind.
As far as just like what my daily routine consists of?
Just in general, like, you know, what does it look like for you to, you know, sit and start creating?
Oh, so creating. Okay. Wake up, meditate, give myself about a good like 15 minutes of that. And then as far as being creative, really I just might put some music on in the background. It don't matter, it can be beats, it can be an artist, just something on rotation, and I'll just catch myself just saying words. And I think it's important to consistently write. I think it's important to consistently write when you go through, you know, these blocks and stuff like that, these mental blocks or these creative blocks. I think it's just important to write, no matter if you write 1-2 lines, or you might go into 3 songs in a day. There's no perfect time for your creativeness. When it starts rocking, it starts rocking. So I just think it's important to always write something. So whether I'm in the car, I'm going somewhere, I might go to the gym, I might be pushing to work, or I might, you know, go link up with the homies or something, I'm always listening to something and can't turn that off. So I might have a line or something I might say 2 or 3 times and then put it in my phone before I do what I gotta do. But that's pretty much my process in that.
Yeah, I'm a real fan of your craft, bro.
Appreciate it.
To be honest.
Appreciate it.
I have been since I heard you. I know we know each other mostly from high school, you know what I'm saying? And having a lot of the same friends, never really locked in. Besides, you know, with really tapping in with the music later. after niggas grew up, you know.
Yeah.
But if I would have knew you was spitting like this, I'm sure we would have really locked in way before. I didn't know.
Nobody did, bro. Honestly, to really tell you the truth, just the people that was closest to me really knew I rapped. It was more so of a confidence thing. So I felt I could rap. At the time, definitely, I would write. People would see, you know, everybody stayed with like the little notebooks and stuff like that back in high school. I'll be in class writing stuff, just have notebooks, still paying attention to what I had to in class, but I'll just be writing raps and stuff in there. And then the people closest to me, I guess if I could open up to you in a way and let you know that I rap, and then I'll spit for you, that means I was comfortable around you. You was a homie. I really wanted you to know that I trust you with what I'm about to do. So I would spit my bars, spit my raps and everything to the homies. And they were like, damn, you can rap. But I never had the confidence really to get behind the mic. And that's what I felt like really held me back, especially when you run into niggas like Huey and stuff at the time who's up at Lighthouse. They're spitting in the room in the back and they're getting their bars off. Then you hear what they got and I'm like, oh, I'm not there. And I don't know if I can do this. I don't know what I'm gonna sound like trying to do that. So that kind of made me take a little bit of a step back too, because I'm like, damn, niggas actually really rap like this. I didn't know that. And that was just like more of a fear of not being able to fit in for that, just because I constantly moved. So with constantly moving and still not, I didn't have a whip until after high school. So getting back to, the city or getting back to the West to kick with homies, it was a rare thing. So being in Kent, my freshman year, not knowing anybody, then starting to, gradually get friends and starting to hear about people, start knowing about what people are doing out there, then to see the talent that they had, I'm like, oh shit, I got my talent, but them niggas is ahead of me. And I wanted to be the best. I didn't feel like I was ready for that. So, locking in later, I felt I started getting more comfortable with knowing where I'm at, where other people are at, respecting how they get down with their craft, knowing what they're capable of doing, and, feeling like I could hold my own with them on a song now. So it just took a long time. Confidence, man.
All right, bro. We're going to dive into your catalog real quick. Here to Stay.
Mm-hmm.
You dropped that in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
If They Knew. You dropped that in 2019.
Yep.
Both EPs, right?
Yep.
Give me your top 3 joints from each project.
From Here to Stay, I'd probably say Never Hated would probably be my favorite one on that one. My intro on there, and rest in peace to the homie Dre, Power, probably my other one on that one. So I'll take those 3 for Here to Stay, and then from If They Knew, Talking to Pac, Family Matters, and One Rule. Yeah, those would probably be my 3 favorite ones from that project.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely really talented, bro. I'd say one of the most slept on top tier spitters in the city, 1,000,000%.
I appreciate it, bro.
For some of those viewing, you might know him as yours truly as well.
Mm-hmm.
He's labeled as Dre on your project.
Mm-hmm.
You have him featured twice on Here to Stay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about how that came about, your relationship with bro.
We had a mutual friend, the homie Aiden. As a matter of fact, I think that's kind of how I met you, through him too as well. But he introduced me to him. We had met a couple times, kicked it a couple times, but he hit me on the music, said he really fucked with it. I think we were linked in person or something like that, honestly. But at that point, I heard a couple of things that he was doing because he would post his videos online. I'm like, oh shit, he could rap. Okay. So I hit him up one time and I asked him, did he want to do some music? sent him the beats. He was rocking with them, and then we slid downtown. We went to go record those 2 songs back to back. And what's funny is the verses. He wrote both of the verses to the opposite beats, and so when I explained it to him, he made the adjustment right then and there, and that's how I knew he was really creative, because you wrote it to an entirely different tempo, 2 different songs. Realized the pockets immediately and was able to get right into them on different songs. So I really fucked with him. Rest in peace again, man. But
Man,
that's how that happened.
rest in peace, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's really one of my day ones. Like real life, like man, that's R.I.P. My nigga. And speaking on that, bro, you know, it's really fucked up, you know, because just to add to that, you know, like imagine having like one of your realest friends, you know what I'm saying? That's like you never have no fallouts, always solid, you know what I'm saying? And you just losing them to gun violence. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how many, you know, else, you know what I'm saying, but like it's not even just about bro. But let's talk about that in general. You know what I'm saying? Like what's your thoughts on gun violence specifically out here in the city, bro?
Honestly, I think it's too much. I think it's our fault, just for kind of what we glorify, what we move towards, unfortunately, as a culture. We push a lot of ignorant shit, unfortunately. Now, because of our environment and that envy, that's, I don't know why, I don't know where it comes from, but the jealousy aspect, a lot of people move funny. And, you know, unfortunately, you know, things happen. And they could have been avoided. And that's a situation that definitely could have, you know, been avoided. Wasn't really necessary, but, you know, people are scared these days. They get these guns for protection. They think it's cool. And, you know, you seeing your favorite artist or somebody that you know, look up to, and that's what they're, you know, perpetuating. Some people make that their reality and think that's how they need to move, when in reality, that's not how they move. So it's backwards. But a lot of that stuff is unnecessary, and I think niggas need to really look in the mirror and really realize that they need to put that shit down. You're losing a lot of great people, not just artists, just lives. And it's just very unfortunate, bro.
1,000,000%, man. What's your thoughts on the Seattle-Tacoma rap music scene right now versus, let's say, like the last 10 years? And where do you see things headed?
As far as the rap scene right now, there's definitely a lot of slept-on talent, for sure. As far as what I'm interested in, I like lyrics. And unfortunately, in this kind of era, a lot of that stuff is overlooked. It's overlooked. Like, I feel like we're getting away from the purity of the music. It's not a bad thing necessarily, because you get a lot of creativeness out of what people are providing today. There's different aspects. Now, I'm not saying that's the only type of form of music, because it doesn't make sense to have, you know, the Nas's, the Jay-Z's, the Wayne's, the Kisses, and all that stuff, and then not have the Soulja Boys. You gotta have both sides of the spectrum, so that you can appreciate both sides, the creative aspect of, you know, such and such as music and such as lyrics. You appreciate everything and how all these things can fit and work. Rap is very it's very saturated right now with a lot of the clownery, I guess, as far as music. I think we need to get more back into lyrics and appreciate those too as well. But I'm all for the creativeness as well. As far as the scene here, I think we just need to push our talent we have a lot of it. There's no reason why we shouldn't be as big as some of these other areas because we have the same thing. Like, especially, I mean, if you translate our rap scene or our music scene to sports, we're slept on with sports. But we got some of the coldest athletes in the league, consistent athletes in the league. Some of the athletes, especially basketball-wise, will give your favorite hooper buckets on a daily.
100%.
We are very slept on in all aspects, but we have to push our talent and not be mad if somebody else gets the leg up. And that's what I think a lot of people, don't want to happen. They don't want somebody to go further than them. You got to break that mindset because somebody has to bring the scene to the forefront. That's how that happens. And when you do that, hopefully that person that breaks that scene wants to get back and bring the next person on and so forth and so on. That's how it should work. But we got to get out of our own way for that to happen.
Yes, sir. Name some of your favorite artists in the city that you listen to or just fuck with here and there.
Let's see here. Mafi, for sure. I love his music. I love his energy. Rest in peace, Frenchie. We got Frenchie. Huey. Fresco. Definitely. We got you in there too as well.
Appreciate
Let's
it.
see here. Camden Mack. Mike Jack. The list can go on. I'm not really there. Oh man, I'm gonna forget bro's music. I'm forgetting his name. I recently got put onto him a couple months ago, but he had a pretty good EP. I can't remember his name. It sounds bad, but then you got other people too as well. You can get into Royce. You can get into Ralphie. Let's see here. Joey Cash. Yeah, we got some people. We got some talent up here. I'm definitely open to anybody. And if I'm missing anybody, put me on. I'm not tripping. Send it to me. I'm open to listening to anybody and giving,
There's definitely a lot to name.
Definitely. I don't want to leave nobody off, but
have me name.
yeah, I don't want to leave nobody off, but those are the ones that come to my ear. Those are the ones that got me.
Name some of your favorite producers, locally and major.
Locally, it's my fault, but I'm not really too tapped in as far as the aspect with that. I know a couple of people. Brain, he got some good beats. I bought a couple from him, but outside of that, I don't really have like a known, group of people that I haven't tapped into. As far as like major, I'd probably say Alchemist, Justice League. You can't go wrong with the majors. Pharrell, Timbaland, Dre. But yeah, there's a lot out there that I can continuously listen to. I know a lot of people that make some of my favorite music. More of their music is like in-house and stuff from what I can kind of like see. But yeah, those would probably be the ones I'll name.
Give me some. Name some of your favorite local clothing brands.
Trap. Out of Love. Let's see here. Who else do I like? I'm blanking on Buddy's name right now, but he got the like raspberry heels and stuff like that. I like his clothes.
Bass Kids.
Yeah, Bass Kids. I like some of his clothes. I haven't bought any, but as far as the brand, I like how it
Burning
looks.
Bush.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, I like his stuff. It looks good. Those would probably be the ones I'm really, tapped into right now as far as what I like. Undefined. I like Undefined clothing. I like some of their sweatsuits, how they came out with some stuff. I like their stuff too. Yeah.
Give me some of your favorite local spots for the real good food where it's gonna hit every time. Out here in the city.
Out here in the city,
Seattle, Tacoma, it don't matter.
Seattle, Tacoma. In Tacoma, Fish House. Fish House is good. In the CD, there's a, I'm blanking on the name, but there's a Fats Chicken and Waffles. Yeah, right down the street. Yeah, right down the street from Garfield. Let's see here. Those would probably be my two favorites that I, probably visit. Every once in a while. Yeah, those are probably, I like eating in more than anything. But those would probably be my two. Like if I really want to get out and I want to get something good, I know it's gonna hit every time, I'll probably slide to those two places.
Top 5 hoopers from Seattle that made it to the league.
Top 5 hoopers that made it to the league. Jamal. B-Roy. Nate. I'm always gonna give love to him every single time. Tony Rowe, he's always gonna get love every single time. And he got a ring. Jason Terry, bro. Yeah. He got a ring.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me your favorite high school hooper from Seattle.
My favorite high school hooper? Peyton Siva. Peyton Siva. Favorite person I've seen hoop in person. Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
What would you like for your city to know you for the most?
What would I like my city to know about me the most? I'm all for us winning. So I'll push the culture forward. If it's not me, if it's the next person or somebody else got, faith in this person, if everybody's rallying around that person, I'm with it. I want us to all succeed. I want us to get the look, the light that we deserve, that we've been waiting on. So I'm with whatever to make that happen.
What's some game for the youth that you have?
Go with your gut, trust yourself, and put the time in. That's it. Everything else will work itself out. If you got a dream, trust it. Go for it. There's nothing you don't want to leave nothing on the table. You don't want to regret not doing something because you were scared. You try it, it might work out in your favor. You just never know if you don't try it.
And what's your message to the world?
Look what you've done, coming soon.
Is that an album?
Mm-hmm.
Is that an album, EP, what, mixtape?
Be a mixtape. 7 songs.
Okay.
7.
Well, make sure you give us your handle and your social media so people can find your music.
Yep. Instagram, A.Rowe_TNG. That is at AROWE_TNG. And then for my Twitter, at the kid A.Rowe 92. And then on Facebook, if you can find me, Anthony Rowe.
All right, bro. It was great having you, big dog.
Yes,
Again, one of my favorite wordsmiths.
I appreciate that.
A.Rowe for Spitters Only. We out.
Yes, sir.